everybody, and welcome to another episode of Three Dads and a Console Asterisk. He'll be back. We know not every dad can stay up to date on the latest and greatest in video game news that you need to know about, so we are here to do this for you. And remember that this show is kid-friendly.
True.
So no earmuffs are needed.
True.
Now on with the show. I'm one of your hosts, Wabba Plays, alongside Mr. Invisible Court. Court, how you doing?
Hey, Court, what's up, man? How's it going? Wow, that's an interesting story.
What
I
a
can't
good
believe
take.
that happened to you. Oh
That
my
was
gosh,
great.
really? 3 homeless guys? Wow.
Nani?
That's insane.
Wow,
Insane.
thanks for letting me borrow your Ferrari.
Oh, what a lad. What a lad.
That other voice you hear is the complimentary Pez.
Hi, everybody. Hey, what's up, gamers? How's everyone doing?
We were just talking about.
Why am I hate when people
Dude, I
do
can't.
that?
It's like such a pet peeve. Like, don't start your videos like, "What's up, everybody?" Like, who are dude? No one's gonna respond.
What's up, gamers? Some guy's at his computer. He's like, hey, how's it going?
Hey, my day was pretty good. I ate a banana.
I'm doing real well. I have my potassium increased. I had a banana.
Nerds. Court, we introduced you as Mr. Invisible.
That's
Welcome back.
okay. My daughter, she was, yeah, you know, kids, extra hug, all that stuff.
Yeah, you did. I just dap mine up. I go over and go.
That sounds like something you would do.
No,
You'd
I don't.
probably
But
give her a
I do the rocket power, the woogie woogie with the woo, and the hey. So the woogity woogity rocket power and the hey Arnold. Woo. Remember that?
I don't know what is that.
Hey Arnold.
Oh man, what a
He has
banger.
a football head.
What a
Or a
banger.
rugby head if you're from Australia. Arr.
Oh no, rugby
What?
head. We
So guy,
we've moved. Hold on.
no.
You guys got to talk about how
I didn't get to talk about anything.
we do the hugs, but as she leaves for practice, she daps me up.
Yes.
As she gets out of the
That's how
car, she daps
Dude.
me up, and I say, "Have a good pracky."
Did you see my social media posts over the weekend?
He doesn't have social media.
Pez does. He
Yes, I
actually
do.
has
I have
Instagram.
Instagram and Facebook.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just don't like Twitter, dude. I don't like Twitter. I just don't like it. That's all. I got rid of
I'll be back.
my Twitter.
You guys are gonna have to wait 2 to 5 Canadian business days to hear the end of that. Because Cord had to step away again, which you can see at youtube.com/dads on a console.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew. So while he's gone, I got a Steam Deck, and Pez has been painstakingly
Oh
hearing
God,
about
let
it.
me tell you, I would rather read War and Peace in like Arabic than have to deal with all your questions. My goodness.
My brother-in-law got so mad at me because I don't know how to like share it, so I moved my camera I use for card openings on a Discord call. So immediately he's like, "This is awful."
Yeah, you can't see anything.
So then he's like, "Did you open up Emulation Station in Steam?" And I'm like, "What is that?" And he's like, he's like, "You've been spending days, and we spent 2 hours, so I could tell you how to basically turn your machine on."
I told you I should just come over for like a Sunday. Order me some food. Make sure an iced coffee is sitting on the counter. I'll come over. I'll put it together, and then I'll just slip out into the night
Just
like
just
an
goodbye.
emulating Batman.
But it's been pretty good so far. Some games work, some games don't. Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey doesn't work. I need BIOS, which I don't know what that is.
So BIOS.
And,
So for your more modern systems, your PS2, your PS3, your Xbox 360, maybe Xbox. I don't remember. You basically BIOS is like the same as your computer. It's how it functions. So because those aren't just like cart-based things like the NES or the Super NES or the SNES if you're a European, that is how the game runs. So you have to load BIOS into the BIOS folder and then you're good to go.
It's all. I'm just glad I know people who know what to do. But it's great. I played some games. Like it's fun.
You know people?
It's barely. It's quartered community service. But
He pays me.
What's challenging though about some of these games is like it's not like a one-to-one game sometimes. I feel like sometimes it's like stripped down, or like there's like a missing menu, or it's like the levels are out of order for like certain like Game Gear games I play. It's a little different. I downloaded a Clay Fighter, an N64 game, and it was like it's like
Dude,
someone did like a
do you
flash
not
game
like
for the
yourself?
intro. Clay Fighter 63 1/3.
That's a terrible game.
Dude, that game slaps. Also, didn't age well. love it though. But it's just it's
You
interesting.
literally proved my point while saying what you just said.
It's so good. It's just the
You're like, the game didn't age
nostalgia.
well.
No, it's just
Mm.
there's some things in it that shouldn't have been, but but I was playing Space Station Silicon Valley. It's so cool to like play some of these old ones again that I haven't been able to, but yeah. Oh, Steam Deck, good review coming soon on youtube.com/do that's in the console. But I'm obsessed with old games. But there's new games that came out. We actually have a lot of games to talk about today.
Seriously, way too many.
And the first is a little indie game that we want to talk about from a very small studio. It's a game called Call of Duty 6.
Black Ops 6.
Black
Black
Ops
Ops
6.
6.
Dude, you can't even.
Call of Duty 6, released
Call of
in
Duty 6, The Streets.
1997. Loved it.
That game does that game exist?
No.
No, Call of Duty 6 doesn't exist. I think the last one was 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Modern Warfare 3.
No,
No,
Call
no,
of
no,
Duty
no,
Just
like-
single
sold it.
number? Yeah, it was like Call of Duty
Yeah.
3, and then I think it went to like World at War, and then
Yeah, because like the Xbox 360 had Call of Duty 2 on it, right?
Yeah.
And the Call of Duty
2
1
and
was on
3.
Call of Duty 1 was on PC. Yeah, just giving you the history of Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. So you guys have both played it. I know Court, you're more of a single player experience. Pez, you're more of a multiplayer.
Yes, thanks to
Gamer.
my friends over at Activision. I had a code for review.
So tell us about your thoughts about Call of Duty Black Ops 6, The Streets.
Well, one, I think Pez can agree with me. The music in it is, oh my god, it's just way too good.
yeah, it's very good.
So the last game, the last game that we had, Cold War, which I really, really liked. They've actually taken that and, dare I say, made it better.
Interesting.
You dare.
Cold War was espionage. It was like watching an 80s movie and playing it, but it was very linear. There was sort of like mini open worlds, but very, very linear. But the story was phenomenal. You're actually continuing that story. So some of the characters from Cold War are in here. So if you have a PlayStation,
Oh, that's cool.
it was a PlayStation Plus game, so you should have it by now. And if you're on Xbox, I think it's on Game Pass. I don't know. I haven't looked at Game Pass since way too long. But all right, this thing is like hurting my back. The design, the character design, and the way they've done this, it looks like you're watching a TV show / movie.
I like that.
The setup, the suspense that they have in it is so well done. It's very 90s / 80s, and that's the setting is the 90s. So this one is set in the 90s. You start off, and this is not given away because it's in the trailer. You start off in the Kuwait oil fields right after the war is over. So a lot of people that grew up in the 90s remember seeing the videos where you could see the oil fields and you could see the fire going up. You're literally walking through that, and you really feel like you're there. The gunfights, it's Call of Duty. It's phenomenal. You know, the controls and when you're shooting, it just feels very good. But it opens up and it actually has some open world aspects, but it also has some base building aspects. So I don't want to give away the story, but when you get to a certain point, you have to upgrade your base of operations. You also have, just like they have in the other Call of Duties now, you have other missions that you can do and you have things to find, but they're not just like intel. There's actual I don't want to give it away. But anyways, there are a lot of very cool things into the game, and there's a lot more stealth than I've ever had in a Call of Duty game.
How
Which
do you
is
feel
very
about
cool.
stealth in Call of Duty? That's what I was going to ask because I find
think
that a
they
lot of
did it
first-person games are going to that.
I think they did a phenomenal job. So you can pretty much choose when you go into a mission to either do run and gun or do stealth. Also, some of the things that you unlock and the perks you unlock are used in multiplayer. So they want you to play the single player. I have put in 4 hours into the single player. Haven't finished the campaign yet because I'm playing another game that I'm going to talk about, which I can't put down for some reason. But it, dare I say, is the best campaign I've ever played in a Call of Duty game.
Wow.
The last Call of Duty and this one are the first two where I'm like, it's a must buy because I'm a huge Call of Duty campaign fan, and I think this campaign is replayable to go get because it's a lot like Hitman, where you're like, do this, do that, do this, and you get these extra bonus things. So you can just go through and finish it, or you can go through and play the way they want you to play. And it's done very well. The set pieces are very accurate to the times of the 90s. And like I said, the soundtrack for it, like Nine Inch Nails is in it, man. It is way too good. Like way too good. And I can't ever go wrong with the gunplay. Like everything about it, it feels good. It's very responsive. I was playing multiplayer. I'd get murdered. I'd have a good round. It's still good. The maps are very good. I think that since the last Call of Duty, since Cold War, actually, they've done a much better job of getting away from like the 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 multiplayer not being fun. I find the multiplayer to be very fun. I really like the seasons last year. I think they've done a very good job with Call of Duty. I hope Xbox continues this. This is technically the first one released under Xbox, but I still wouldn't count it until the next one, to be totally honest. But it's very good. Like this game is good. Like I've seen scores of 8s and 9s. I'm an 8.5 all day long on this game.
Wow.
8.5 all day long. Like it's not my game of the year right now. I don't think that's gonna be very tough for anybody to kick Astrobot's spot, but it's up there. It's one of the best games I played this year.
Yeah, and to piggyback on the Call of Duty hype, if you will, I did a little homework. Metacritic 84 right now.
That's
very good score.
really
That's high
good
for Call of Duty.
Very good score. I mostly played zombies all last weekend. Me and 3 of my friends. It is very
That's
much
all of his friends, by the way.
Yep, all of them except the court ordered ones like Wabba. It is very much like Cold War. So if you did not like Cold War zombies, you're not going to like this one. It doesn't go back to like World at War where you have to build, the wood across the window and stuff like that. Saying that, the movement, and like Court said, in the game is excellent. Being able to sprint while running backwards is incredible. It was like something I didn't know I needed in a game, and now I love it.
But it's not something that's real, but it continue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're playing a game of fighting zombies. It's not real.
Yeah.
Fair. You know what? Touche.
And it's got really fun Easter eggs. Right now, there's only 2 maps. Liberty Falls, which is like a small town. And then, which was Liberty Falls the name of the town in Redfall?
No,
that was like, anyway, that was like
Bad
Arkham
game.
or something like that. And then Terminus, which is a much, much bigger map, multi-level map that has like other islands you can go explore that have stuff on them and all this stuff. So basically your goal is to, much like in zombies, do the things, turn the electricity on, go find the pack-a-punch machine, they have these things called gobble gums. Gobble gums are basically little gumballs that give you certain perks when you eat them. Either an like an insta kill. The basic ones are like you get an insta kill, you get double points, and then you have ones that are like, your epic ones that are like you will revive your friends and they keep all their perks. So they're very situational. All your guns level up. So as you play, your guns will level up and you can bring that over into multiplayer, which I think is great. So you unlock all of your, barrels and handles and sights and whatnot. So it's a good way to level up. There is a research mechanic to it. Like as you play the game, you can put in different research augments. And then in the game, they have a station where you can buy like electric or napalm or cold damage or whatever. You can also upgrade your gun, the different levels going from green to blue to purple to gold. It's just a lot of fun. It's chaotic. You hit about level 30. It's chaotic. It's absolute chaos. You and your buddies are running around yelling because you have zombies chasing you, running all around. I really enjoyed it. I played a little bit of the multiplayer, played a little bit of free for all, which I actually really enjoyed. I usually hate free for all modes because I just usually get waxed in them. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the movement. The one map I played, it was like a mansion on an island. It was fun. The sliding, again, the movement's incredible. I think the movement's probably the best movement in a Call of Duty game. and then I played Hardcore Team Deathmatch, which was a lot of fun as well. If I could give a shout out to Treyarch and Activision, allowing you to download just what you want in Call of Duty
So
is
smart.
incredible. Because my biggest worry, if you download the whole package, it's like 200 something gigabytes. And I was like, dude, I do not want to, I do not want to put 200 plus gigabytes in my computer for like the campaign that I may or may not play at some point, or the multiplayer that I probably won't play anymore. It'll just be zombies, and you get to pick what you want. So shout out to them. What I hate,
Do you think it's them, or do you think it was Xbox that decided?
I think it was Activision, because they started doing that in Modern Warfare 3. Because people were complaining about the size of the game. The one thing I don't like, and this is a AAA, this will be a AAA trend, and I do not like it. You have to pay for the better audio. It's like $20 for the best audio setting or something like that. It's
What?
yeah.
I just heard that. You have to get the deluxe edition, right?
Yeah, it's like deluxe edition.
It's
ooh.
sorry. I have the deluxe.
Yeah, Court has the fancy edition, so he
Didn't
have to
even
pay for
know.
it.
Didn't even know.
I think the sound is still really good without it.
Oh, is that on Game Pass? You have to pay extra $20.
Yeah, if you get a Game Pass, you don't get this like good audio.
Yeah,
That doesn't make any sense.
You get the peasant version.
yeah.
Why isn't the internet complaining about that?
They are.
They are.
But what are you gonna? What are they? You know what I mean? You know what's the recourse? We own it. Tough. Like there's no. People aren't gonna not play it. I mean, it's included in Game Pass.
But with that said, highly enjoying my time with it. I'm glad it's on Game Pass. I don't
Weirdest
think
choice ever.
it's so weird.
Sony choice.
I don't. People were like, "Oh, Call of Duty is going to be on Game
any sense.
Pass."
It's not even made by Sony.
No, I mean that's something Sony would do.
100%. People were like, "Oh, it's on Game Pass. It's not going to sell as well." That's insane to me, because people are still going to buy this game
because people play it on PlayStation. It sold more on PlayStation 5 than it did on Xbox.
Yeah. Woo! So I think,
but I think the Game Pass people allow it so that the multiplayer is not hard.
I think it's a hit. It's a great game. It's a really good Call of Duty game, which I haven't been able to say in a bit.
Is it crossplay as well for online, like zombies and multiplayer?
Yeah. Sure is.
Wow.
So shout out Treyarch. Treyarch always smashes when it comes to Call of Duty. All of their Call of Duties have been good.
Did they do World at War?
I don't know.
I think they did.
No, I thought that was Sledgehammer.
Oh, you might be right. Hold on.
Or Infinity Ward. Infinity Ward.
Yeah,
I'm
Infinity
looking at the cover.
Ward. I know Infinity Ward did a lot of the.
Oh, Treyarch.
It was Infinity Ward did a lot of the Modern Warfares back in the day. I think they did Modern Warfare.
Yeah, this because that one I remember it was exceptional. I thought the multiplayer was awesome, and the fact that they got like Kiefer Sutherland, like Gary Oldman, like it was insane, and it led up to like one of like in the Black Ops stories, like some of my favorite moments in the campaign, because I agree with Cord. I think they make really strong campaigns.
I found it I can't remember which was it, Modern Warfare whatever, when they didn't do the campaign. I was so mad.
Yeah. So I felt about Battlefield. They just didn't do one this year. It's like, okay, not playing the game.
I have never liked Battlefield after Bad Company. I don't think they've made a good Battlefield game in years, but that's just my opinion. But I truly think the Call of Duty campaigns are some of the best campaigns in single player video games.
I would agree.
Yep. Advanced Warfare, World at War. I think Black Ops like 2 or
Wabba
3.
loves Advanced Warfare. He tries to bring it up.
It is not that good of a game.
It is. I'm telling you.
That's the one with Jon Snow, right?
The story's so good.
Jon Snow
is
so
bad.
Jon Snow's the worst part of that campaign.
Ghost
the best
was
part,
better.
It reminds me so much of Mass Effect. It has so many like similar beats to that situation.
Are you guys buying Dragon Age now that you brought up BioWare?
No.
I think I'm gonna. I want it, but I think I'm gonna wait because I think it'll go on sale.
I will play it.
I do not trust.
If you hold on. I am the biggest Dragon Age fan ever. If you're gonna play it like you did with Dead Space, just give the darn thing to me, man.
Probably.
Okay. Like, because that was the most, like, Dead Space is one of my favorite franchises ever, and I was like, I played it for an hour.
Okay, I tried it.
Yeah,
okay, that
played
game
it for
scary.
Wabba played it for a hot 15.
I wanted to cry.
I was
scary.
Pissed. I was pissed.
Game's scary. What do you
Dragon
want me
Age
to do?
Wabba, like that is a huge, big game for me.
I love Dragon
One of my
Age. Loved Dragon Age Inquisition. Still
one of
holds
the
up.
best games.
Still
Yeah,
holds up. Very good.
I agree with
Very,
Pez.
very good to play on the Steam Deck, Wabba, by the way. I don't know if I trust this iteration of BioWare.
Supposedly it's getting great reviews though.
This version of BioWare worries me. Between Anthem and Mass Effect Andromeda and
I liked Andromeda. I
Okay,
don't care.
Andromeda wasn't a good game,
I loved it.
but
we'll see.
Dragon Age and Mass Effect they're totally different things. Like way different. Like
But
way different.
if once it hits below 50%, I'm always down to take a gander.
Take a gamble. Gambling man.
Supposedly, Pez, this one's a lot like Baldur's Gate, but then again, so was Dragon Age Origins.
Yeah.
I
Man,
liked Origins. Origins is
Man,
Dragon Age is so good.
Inquisition,
Dude, one of the best
slaps
games.
so hard. Oh, so
And
good.
I find it interesting that people love The Witcher 3 and they don't realize that The Witcher 3 could run because Dragon Age Inquisition was existence. Like
Yep.
Dragon Age Inquisition did so many things good.
It was
But
so good.
if you don't like that type of world of literally Dungeons and Dragons,
Yeah, you won't enjoy it.
exactly. Like Mass Effect Andromeda, I really liked it until I felt I was just going to the same planet over and over again. That's where it lost me because for the first time ever in a BioWare game, I didn't think the story was good. I just didn't. Mass Effect, I'm a huge fan of Mass Effect 2. I thought that game was amazing. I don't care what anybody says, that game was amazing. But and when we got to play it again, I went through and played all three of them again. I thought they were great. Some of my favorite games of all time. But Dragon Age to me is the pinnacle of BioWare. It's the best by far. Freaking love it.
Speaking of pinnacle, there is a game that people consider to be Sony's pinnacle achievement that has just gotten a remaster that Court is enjoying very much.
Literally playing it right now.
Wasn't that a good segue?
I liked it.
It was.
I did like
was.
it. A lot.
W's in chat for the segue.
Yeah, can we
Because
get a W?
I think you weren't exaggerating. I know Pez, we talked about this. Pez is not a fan of it, but that's fine.
I exaggerate a lot.
Yeah, different
But
strokes in it.
It's one of their biggest franchises, and it's underestimated. And I would dare I say the best looking games on PlayStation are the Horizon games. So
I agree with that.
Horizon came. It's only what? It's a 7-year-old game. 2016.
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn came out when my daughter
Mhm.
was born. So 8-year-old game. When they first announced this, I was like, who needs this? The game at the time looked beautiful. I was like, this game's great. You play Forbidden West and you're like, oh, man, like it's still that and Astrobot are the best looking games on the PlayStation 5. I don't think, I guess Ratchet and Clank, those three games are like, hey, you want to see what the PlayStation 5 can do? Play these games just to see what they look like. But I think, and you guys have heard this from me before, whenever I play a single player campaign game and the NPCs don't look, I'm like, well, look what Forbidden West did, right? It
Right.
looks so good. So they did 10 to 20 hours of redoing the NPC slash mocap and everything for this remaster of Horizon Zero Dawn. It's only $10 if you own it already, and we should all had it for free on Days of Play. So it's $10 to jump into this. This game plays and makes me feel like I'm playing it all over again, but different, if that makes any sense. It looks unbelievably good. I even went back and went on YouTube to see videos of Zero Dawn, and I'm like, oh my god, like this game night and day. It looks like you're playing Forbidden West, like 100%. It looks unbelievable. The graphics are unbelievable. Aloy looks unbelievable. I can't put the game down. I think the story of Forbidden West is one of the best. And the fact that I'm level 30, so now I'm going to be able to go do the Frozen Wilds, how it should be done halfway through the story instead of at the end.
Right.
I'm playing through it. I'm going to finish this and possibly platinum it. I'm loving it that much. Yes. Here, and it's done by Nixies, who is the best at remaking games for PlayStation. With the Spider-Man on PC, they did such a phenomenal job. My issues with it, there are some. There were some quality of life that they brought in to Forbidden West that they didn't bring in here. They didn't bring anything new, like accessibility features or anything like that. So the auto pickup of resources, you can't do it. You can't even go
Oh
to the accessibility.
no.
Yeah,
Gosh.
exactly. They still have it that you're having a mount anytime you want as a skill that you have to get, instead of like in Forbidden West where once you unlock the mounts you can just
Just
call
get it.
them all the time. They still have it as a skill. This is my only issue with this. I think this is just as good as a remaster as they did with Last of Us Part 1, where I played through it again and was like, wow. The trophies don't transfer over, so if you want it, you can't just cheese it and get the trophies all the pop. You've got to play the game again, which is good, I actually think. But I'm disappointed that when they did Last of Us Part 1, they brought the accessibility features and those quality of life features from Last of Us Part 2, and they brought it into Part 1. They didn't do that here. But
Mm.
what I will say is playing it at 60 frames per second, the combat feels so much better.
Hmm.
In Zero Dawn, when I went back to try and do the Frozen Wilds DLC, I remember going, "Oh my god, the combat is rough," because it's 30 frames per second and it's slow. It's not that anymore. It feels fluid. It feels like Forbidden West, except once again, they didn't bring over the melee combat that was amazing in Forbidden West. They didn't do that. But I would say if I had to give it a score, it's a solid 8. And
Yeah.
I think it is well worth the $10 for the upgrade for this game. And I totally, totally, totally get why they did this, and I feel bad that people are gonna probably pass on and think that this is not that much of a big deal. But if you are a fan of Horizon, you will play this and it won't feel like you're playing the same game over again. It'll feel like you're playing Horizon Zero Dawn for the very first time. It's that good. Like, it looks amazing. Like, I've been in a rut of like, what do I wanna play? And I can't put this down. Like, it's that good.
Do you feel that one of the things I noticed going from the first game to the second game was the combat, like the bow combat switching between weapons was definitely much more fluid. Like it felt a lot better. Are you finding, or did you find any challenges going back to the original way of combat,
No,
which is
no,
definitely a little clunkier, but it was at the time it was good,
it's fine. I haven't had an issue with that. Like I said, my only issues with it is knowing what I can get from Forbidden West, and they didn't
Mhm.
put it in here, which frustrates me because I'm like, you did it with The Last of Us. Why didn't you make a point,
Yeah.
Sony, of saying, "Hey, can you guys do it here?" Because I think that if they had the auto pickup and they got rid of the skill that you can get your mount, and they just made it so you can get your mount anytime you want. Like, I've unlocked it so I can have my mount. Like, I'm level 35 right now. Like, I'm playing the crap out of this game. I'm telling you, like, I'm really, really liking it. I put every other game I'm playing down. I am not playing anything else. I'm just playing
Wow.
this. I really like the DualSense functionality that they've added to it. You feel it a lot better. They've done a very good job. But I just wish this game could have been a 9 for me if they just would have done some of these quality of life things.
Yeah.
That's all.
Sure.
And it's gonna be PS5 Pro enhanced. I'm very curious to see what that looks like. But, like, I'm playing 4K 60 right now. The game runs great. I wish it was 4K 120, but I guarantee it will be 4K 120 on the PS5 Pro.
Mm.
Like, for me, if the PS5 Pro right now in my brain is not a thing I need for the, ray tracing, it's a thing I need for 4K 120. That's what I need it for.
Do the things, the collectibles, the audio diaries still come out of your controller?
You can change that if you want.
I just remember that like being like one of the first experiences, like especially early on. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is immersive. I mean, again, for me, I was like, oh, like I hadn't like really seen a lot of that, but the story is amazing, and hopefully this gives other folks the opportunity to either get back into it if they didn't finish it, or try it out. Because I think since it came out, you're seeing a lot more people playing Sony consoles, as you just mentioned, with Black Ops selling more
Well,
on
that's what
Sony.
I'm thinking. Like, there's probably a lot of people that never played this game.
Yeah, and then then the other one comes out. Maybe they pick that up first, or just not at all because I got to play the first one. Which I never understand people buying the second one without playing the first. Especially if it's like on like PS4, like that's not that old. But
Well, no, so, like, we look at this. We've been playing video games for a really long time, and, like, when these remasters come out, and I said this about The Last of Us, we always go like, well, who needs this? Well, there's a whole world of gamers that have never played these games, that only started playing video games, like really playing video
Yeah,
games.
yeah, yeah.
If you're 25 years old, you probably didn't play Horizon. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're probably not listening to this podcast either, but
Yeah,
still.
we're not. Yeah, we're not their demographic,
No.
but we should be.
But
That's
for
why you
you
should find us at
35 to
youtube.com.
45-year-old listening to this podcast,
Let's go.
It is not a Skibbity, Ohio.
Oh
I
Christ!
don't even know what that means, dude.
Not. It's got Riz.
Oh, please
Yeah,
stop.
Aloy has mad riz.
Oh, Jack.
No, she has the personality of a wet piece of toilet paper.
I like her. She's good.
I just can't believe how much I'm enjoying this. Also, like, I hate having to save everything at the fire. Oh, and they still make you use those fast travel packs, which is so stupid. Let's be honest.
Yeah. It's just it's
Fast
a
travel
product
shouldn't
of
be
a
a thing.
time
Yeah.
that it was. Like,
Yeah. But you could change that, and they didn't.
hopefully, maybe they'll patch it. That'd be actually good to
Nope.
be like. They
Nah.
just said, "Okay, we're done. Good luck."
I don't see them patching it, dude.
Yeah, it's too bad, but it doesn't take away from the game. It's just annoyances we're used to. So, I want to talk about it. I don't know how to segue to the outright game.
Yeah, because it's you said annoyances you're used to. You can't like.
I'm like trying to think, and
Wait,
I'm like,
wait, what's the name of the Barbie game?
it's called
Just
Barbie Project Friendship. Good luck.
Well, hey gamers, Pez here. Aloy makes a lot of friends with the different tribes that she comes across in
Does she?
Horizon Zero Dawn.
I
I
don't think she
don't
does.
know.
She
I
fights
barely
them.
played it.
She like kills them.
And I bet Wabba made more friendship this weekend. Wabba, tell us
I
about
doubt
Barbie.
it. Wabba's not good at making friends.
I don't know making friends, and I'm not good at keeping friendships too, which is weird.
Tell
that
us
I
about
still talk to you guys.
Barbie, the path of friendship. What was it called?
Project Friendship.
Project Friendship.
So I will say this. So I shout out to Outright for this. Outright have had a big few weeks. Can I just give a shout? I mean, we talked about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They had Barbie
Game is
Project Friendship
still-
coming up.
That game was amazing. Do you
Yeah,
know
I
that
really
there's a
liked
pack where you can get the animated turtles in the
I
game?
did. Yeah, I saw that.
I'm debating
It's like there's
because I just got it as a Christmas ornament. I'm like, do I need it in the video game?
Ooh. And there's another game that is available where I will be reviewing that. It's in partnership, so I'm not going to go too much into it. But like they've been crushing it. But Barbie Project Friendship, as soon as this was announced, it was great. They like reached out to a lot of different creators, and like this is like right up my, this is obviously like I'm not the demographic, but my daughter is, and so my daughter's 5. She's a little young for games. She kind of gets it, but I played these with her. I actually have a video that's recorded that I need to edit from our first experience with it, and basically you start off, you go to this like resort that hasn't been taken care of. There's this woman there named Letty who's like, yeah, I run the place looks like a dump, and the whole time like you're trying to like start by cleaning it up, and she's like kind of giving you tude. So like immediately like all my homies hate Letty or Lottie, whatever her name is. That she's a jerk.
You have homies?
I'll both of you.
Ken, don't forget about Ken.
Yeah,
And
I haven't
Alan?
met Ken yet, but so basically the idea is you are at this like resort, like, and you are going to build it back up, and immediately gave me some like Animal Crossing vibes. You're not building the the buildings, but you are kind of progressing in the story. You're gonna make this place look good, and I'm assuming it's gonna get more populated in each of the areas, like the concert hall, like the dance studio, whatever. Like you're gonna be able to do activities. So I started doing in the beginning. Immediately they hit you with the puzzle. You got to like, collect 3 items to make a bell go to Letty, let you in because she doesn't useless Letty. And my daughter, like they put a big puzzle piece over these things. So she's like, oh, puzzle piece. So then she was actually controlling it at one point. She just had trouble with like the X, but that's not anything to do with the game. And she was able to do
Genetics.
it. I know, right? Just weak thumbs. And then like you go in and like Letty's like, you got to pick up trash. I'm like, why don't you do it? What are you doing here? Whatever. So my
Dude,
daughter
are
was
you
able to
getting
find
mad
all
at
the.
Barbie?
Dude, I'm getting mad at Letty. I'm telling you, she's not even canon. But like she was able to find all these things successfully, and that's how I gauge. Especially with like one of these games, which I know is geared towards a younger audience. Can my daughter, and I, because again, I got, I'm not great at games, but can we be successful in it without a lot of direction? The game mostly is voice acted, which is good. She was able to kind of progress. It was clear in telling her like what to do and where to go. It hasn't opened up fully yet from what we've played, but she was able to do it. And there are these little collectibles she started finding, these little like popcorn bags, and she loved seeing them. I don't know what they do yet. But then you can like dress your Barbie. There's 2 of them to start off with, and then I think you're gonna be able to get more. But so far, again, I judge it by does my daughter enjoy, can she play it? Is it good? Yes, I think it's great. I think it's really easy for her to understand what to do next. The fact that it's voice acted again is a big plus if you want to get younger audiences who aren't ready to read yet. There are some things that aren't voice acted that I didn't find that were critical. yeah, and that can only turn right. But like the things that aren't voice acted aren't critical to like knowing like what to do next, and they made it very clear for kids to know this, or anyone, but specifically I'm talking from my experience, for my kid to know what to do next. I just think it's great. I think it's it's a lot of fun. If you're fans of Barbie, you're gonna love it. If your kid likes Barbie, or if their kid's just looking for something new and like just a way to like learn how to play games, this is gonna do it. So again, thank you to Outright, for letting us try this game. Another one of the games my daughter likes, and it's nice because one thing I found that she has some trouble with is like jumping mechanics. I know like that's like gaming 101 with Mario, level 1-1. She's getting there, but a game like this, she doesn't have to worry about like timing or anything like that. Like she loved the turtle game, she loves the turtles, but I'm finding she's having an easier time playing this, at least right now. From the beginning, she'll understand the turtle game the more we play it, just because she hasn't developed those skills yet. But something like this, she didn't need that like ramp up period when it comes to games. And she had issues with trouble with PJ Masks sometimes too, but that's what we're teaching her. So
Dude, your kid's got trouble, eh?
she just doesn't. She's not a. She likes video games, but she's not like they're like young kids playing like Minecraft at her age. She's just that's not for her. She likes
my daughter's playing Pokemon Pocket right now.
Hell yeah,
like hard.
She wants to run outside with her friends. She's doing sports. She's not like me at all.
Yeah, seriously, sports. You just mentioned sports and your kid.
I know, but she likes games, obviously. But like she's not like, oh, what do you want to do today? Oh, I want to stay inside. I want to play Minecraft or whatever. I want to do Lego Fortnite. No, so she's like, I want to. Let's watch TV or let's go to the park. Like that's just her jam. So, but this game is more her speed, which I think is good, at least at this stage. So, okay. So I told you my daughter was hunting for Barbie collectibles. Pez was hunting this weekend for monsters in the Monster Hunter beta. Pez, tell us about your experience. I'm crushing it, guys. Just
hey,
no, you are.
New
You're
Division 2, Pez. When are we playing Division 2?
Don't buy Segway.
Yeah,
I don't know. When's the new content out?
Drop today.
I have to re-download it. I don't know. We can figure it out. But PlayStation users, you now have access to the Monster Hunter Wilds beta for the next few days, and then it goes to Xbox and PS whatever and Steam. Yeah, the game's great. I mean, it's more Monster Hunter. It's built off of Monster Hunter World, which is the best-selling Monster Hunter. My favorite Monster Hunter in the series. I've been playing since, I don't know, Monster Hunter 2. Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, I think, on the PSP was my first game. I mean, it's Monster Hunter, so everything you know about Monster Hunter is there. They changed up some of the mechanics. You can now do a focus strike, which allows you to focus in on a part of the monster and pull off their new wound system. So the wound system is now how you break parts and get more materials to collect. Wabba hates everything about this game because he feels like
I'm not a big fan of Monster Hunter, but it's fine. I love that you love it.
He feels like it's so mean to the animals.
I feel bad. I'm glad you remember that because I remember watching you and they're like, it's like literally this monster's sleeping and you walk over and start removing its tail.
Yeah, you just bash it in the face.
Like you're the bad guy in this game.
Listen, Monster Hunter isn't about hunting monsters. It's that you're the monster hunter.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you're the monster.
You are the monster. You're the monster and hunter. You're the monster hunter.
You're the villain.
Correct.
But I'm glad you like it.
Correct. No, I
feel bad.
So I think the big thing they did this year is the maps are much bigger than World. which is crazy to say because World had some of the biggest maps. They also have now included a dynamic weather system in this game. So as you're like hunting this monster, so today I was playing with my friend Big Gursky.
Gursk.
As you
Fell
are
off a cliff.
hunting this monster, right? We all of a sudden got into this windstorm. So this windstorm kicks up. The screen becomes like we're in the desert, so it's like a now from a orange to like a muted brown. Because of all the cloud cover and all this stuff. Then as you travel away, as the monster runs and you travel away, there was it then transitioned into a lightning storm. And then it goes back into this like sunny day. So that effect will have, are you singing Brady Bunch? I knew it. That effect, those weather effects play with the locale and all the animals in the locale and all like the fauna and all the smaller animals that live in the location. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when you are able to go through the hunt. Now when you finish a hunt, it doesn't end. It doesn't kick you back into the base camp. You can then go explore the rest of the area if you want. You have to fast travel back to base to then do whatever next mission you want to do. So it seems like they're giving the players a lot of exploration and discoverability in this game, which I really like. The one thing I don't like is I haven't figured out yet how to do a private lobby, because right now base camps have up to 16 people. So once you go online, you're automatically thrown into a server. Your server could have 16 people in it. You can leave from your base camp to just go explore, and people can come with you. Like it's not this thing where you walk out and it's just instance. It's your own area. If you're not doing a mission and you just go to explore, people can follow you and do whatever you're doing and hang out with you and
But
all
I don't
this
like
stuff.
people.
Can they steal your loot?
No. All loot is all the carving and stuff is all instant. So everyone gets a piece of it. So like if I'm hunting something, some rando joins in and I finish it off, he can also carve it without affecting me. So I've really enjoyed it. It looks good on the PS5. On the PS5 it's 30 frames per second, but I can't tell if that makes sense. On Friday, or tomorrow, it comes out for PC. It's kind of beefy specs, but I'm gonna download it to see how it runs. And what I really like about this version, brief. What I like about this version of Monster Hunter is its crossplay between PlayStation, PC, and Xbox, which every game should be. It's not cross progression, unfortunately, but you take what you can get. So far the beta, very good. I've hunted, I've done a bunch of the quests. I've hunted their like big flag, their like new flagship monster. You're not able to pick your armor or any other variations of your weapon. It's like starter armor, starter weapon, and you just go and learn the mechanics and have fun. It's good. If you've liked,
when does it release?
It releases in February.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So if you enjoyed World, I would recommend giving the beta a shot. It's open beta to everybody, so it's not like a pre-order type thing. Bless you. It's not like a pre-order type thing. You can jump in, download it, jump in. If you hate it, delete it. You didn't pay anything for it.
Is the beta going away at some point, or are you able to download it up until February?
The beta ends November 4th.
Okay.
So you have a few days. So yeah, I mean, this weekend, if you're like, oh yeah, I played World, I liked it, jump into Wilds and give it a shot and see what happens. The last thing I'll say is, unlike World, the weapon variety is a lot more Monster Hunter-ish. And what I mean by that is, in like previous games, I main what's called the hunting horn. It's basically a large horn that supports the group but also allows you to bash things in the face. Previous games, they were like saxophones.
Large horn that able to bash things and people.
Yeah, we call it the Pizzelle weapon
Oh.
in this house. Ooh.
I call it the hammer.
You can in previous games it was things like
Come on, that was funny.
depending on the monster that you killed, it could have been like an electric guitar and it makes a bunch of noises. In World, they got rid of all that. They got rid of all the variety and all the fun, like quirky stuff. And it was just like different color coded weapons that you would like possibly build in real life if this was like a thing. This game went back to like the zaniness. Like your starting weapon for the hunting horn is a saxophone, a big, huge saxophone. Saxophone. And makes all the funny horn noise, like saxophone noises as you're bashing
like
this
making
thing.
Those noises, eh?
Yeah. As you're bashing this thing in the face and then playing all your songs to buff your teammates. So that's another good thing I like about it. It seems that the feeling of Monster Hunter is back in the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So guys, I'm at the weird spot where everything I wrote down, we've actually covered.
Good.
Wow.
I know. We had a lot of games to talk about, and we were efficient.
Games
in this economy.
Games.
Hey, let me ask you guys something. Currently, Cyberpunk is on sale for $30. Worth it? Did you guys play it?
I own it. I have it for PlayStation 4.
You haven't played
and I played it pre-patch.
PlayStation 4? Did it even run?
Ran as good as I run.
That's a no.
So it crashed a lot.
Court, you played it, right?
I see people using it as like a tech test to see like, do I have a good computer? This is let me see how to play Cyberpunk. It's a new crisis.
Cyberpunk annoyed me because it should have been a 100% should have been third person. Yeah, I'll say it.
Worth $30? $30 US?
If you would probably like it, Pez.
I'm on the fence. It's on sale. It's on sale on Steam. I'm on the fence.
It looks good.
Anyway, that's my wish list quandary for the day.
I started playing it and then I realized I don't like this game. Like it's just for me, like in terms of like, so first off, it ran like not good, and then it's like too much stuff was going on. I found like getting to the next like area was confusing. I just don't think it's a game for me anyway. I have the Steelbook too, which is wild. I don't know, man. I just didn't gel well.
Maybe I'll see if we get like a when we get a Steam winter sale, maybe it'll go down more.
I'm curious. I'm sure it runs and plays. I know they've done so much work on it, but I was like, this is big city and it feels empty.
I mean, you played it on the PS4. That thing, your PS4 must have sounded like 3 jets taking off at the same time. I remember playing the Ghost of Tsushima on PS4, and that thing was so loud.
Yeah,
that thing was buzzing.
I basically had the worst experience like that I could play, not with the game, but like I played it the worst way. But I was talking to my brother-in-law about it, who's a big computer nerd who helped me save my Steam Deck, and he basically said like this is the new Crisis. So he told me back when like he would get like upgrade his computer, he would then run Crisis to see how things are going and how things look, because that game like graphically is like crazy.
Yeah.
And he says he doesn't use Crisis anymore, he uses Cyberpunk.
Interesting.
So like graphically, I think this game is like insane. I personally, I will say this, I don't think it's a console experience. Maybe that's it too. Like it's I mean, because I was like, oh, it's gonna be like Fallout. No, it's not. It's not like Fallout at all. This is not. But like, I feel like it's if for computer gamers, if you're a big PC gamer, I think you might enjoy it more. And again, I'm not a good like litmus test for it because I just don't think it's my type of game. I think I gotta pay like $10 too. Yeah, and there are plenty of good games that's just not my thing. But yeah, I mean, you who have a good rig like might be worth it, especially just for the graphics. Even if you play it for like 4 hours. I thought the story was fine too in the beginning. I was like, oh, okay, like
Jody Silverhand.
I didn't understand that part yet. I don't know. I didn't get far enough, but I don't know. I thought the entrance, the opening like actual story mission, I was like, oh, like this is kind of cool. But I thought the gameplay wasn't good for me. You didn't like the opening mission?
I don't like anything. The game wasn't good.
Dang.
All right.
I like the story a little bit in the beginning, but then once it opened up, I'm like, I don't know what to do.
I don't
And
know.
I like a little
I
more.
don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah. I like a little more, and that's kind of like we talked about Call of Duty. Like that's why I like Call of Duty like campaigns, like at least the ones I used to play, is they push you in a direction.
Yeah,
It
it's like
sometimes doesn't seem, but it's very linear, and I
it's like
like that.
shoot all these guys and run down the path, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
can do,
And then
boss.
when like Battlefield like started to do that, where it's like, okay, Hardline I thought was great, I platinumed it. Then the next one they're like, okay, here's 3 different points. Go to it in whatever way you want. I'm like, what? I don't want this. I don't want to have choice. I want to just move from monster closet to monster closet and just, you know,
Dude, I
be
hated
big soldier
Hardline.
man.
I hated Hardline so much.
Me and my daughter. So I taught my daughter one of the songs from it. It's whoop whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop whoop. That's the sound of the beast. And
I
the
wish I
reason
knew that. I would have had her singing it at Fenway Park.
she loves that song. Anytime she's a cop car, I'll just hear whoop. And the reason I know like that song sticks in my head is because there's a trophy that you had to drive around for like 500 miles. So there's an outdoor map. I just drove around on an island in a circle because I had the platinum in that game. That's back when I did not have a kid that I platinumed that game and had the time to burn.
Oh my.
But final thoughts from we're starting to talk about PAX. So if you're going to be at PAX or thinking about PAX, let us know. We'd love to say hi.
Yeah.
Or if
Oh,
you
we're
have a
going to
game
PAX.
that's going to be there.
Yeah,
Well,
we're
no, I
going
mean,
to
if
PAX.
other people, I mean,
if
if other people are thinking about,
are thinking about going to PAX, you should also come to PAX. And
Yes.
maybe if you are good enough, you can
What?
challenge Wabba and I in the Dunkin' Donuts dodgeball game.
What?
That big Dunkin' Donuts virtual
dodgeball.
That big
What are you
Dunkin'
talking
Donuts virtual dodgeball game.
Dude,
that-
I still have gift cards from that. I'm looking at 4.
You haven't used them? Oh, I used them like the next day.
No, because my wife used too many.
I used too many. You're supposed to use them. What are you hoarding them?
I
What are you
like-
waiting
I
for the
like-
apocalypse so then you
I'd
can
like-
sell them for
I
caps?
had like 20 of them, dude. If
were a
I paid for my ticket, I would have got my money back in Dunkin' money.
Wabba was a savage that day. He just kept walking by. He was like, "Gift card?" And the guy's like, "Yeah."
Well, it also
yeah,
went
yeah."
down, so they kept giving us cards. Machine went the
Savage?
game went down.
Is that what we're really gonna call him right now?
Yeah.
Just ask any of Pez's friends that watch me be an absolute degenerate about
DJ.
it.
It was great, dude. It was great. I left with so many Dunkin' Donuts cards. It was amazing.
A shame I have none.
Nope.
Dunkin'
then-
credit, I have some.
And then I gave Wabba my bucket hat because
We gave
didn't
one
fit my
to
pickup.
we gave one to our friends at the Jimmy Fund too because they were
they're the best.
staffing the table. Final thoughts from the folks. Anything
Slapping the
to leave
base?
people with?
The
the
Bruins
base?
stink. Next.
Ugh.
Dude, the Bruins do stink.
They do stink. I can finally just say they stink without someone being like, "Oh, they're actually just underperforming." No, they stink. They're slow. Jeremy Swayman looks like he is.
I see. Now I'm gonna disagree with you. Goaltending has actually been the only thing they have.
I just don't think he is in full game shape yet. But I think
I miss Pez with his bad takes.
I'm sorry
mention
that I
having
don't
bad
think
takes.
Jeremy Swayman looks as good as he has previously looked so far this season.
It's because all that money's weighing him down,
The big pockets, man.
making him move slow.
But I mean, when Eunice is your best player in a 2-0 loss to the Flyers, you're in trouble.
Dude, that was hilarious.
The Flyers are
Terrible.
pathetically bad.
Mind
Pathetically
you,
bad.
did you know that they have the 8th best penalty kill in the league, and that was before the game?
Who the Flyers?
The Flyers. Yeah.
The
Like,
Bruins.
They're good.
The Bruins are second in the league in penalty minutes at 124.
But they didn't get any that game. That was the weird
And
part.
their penalty kill is 14th or 15th in the league. It's just like not a great combination. Not a great combo. Bruins are
Oh.
struggling.
Look forward to it. Court, any final words for the folks?
Everybody play the Division 2 with me so I don't have to play by myself.
There you go.
That's right. And my final thought is if you know what BIOS is, send them to me.
BIOS. You didn't even
Okay.
say it properly. Like I just BIOS.
BIOS?
It's a BIOS.
A
BIOS.
BIOSy?
BIOS.
By
no.
Austin. I don't know. I don't know computer things. Linux
Isn't
is
it by
confusing.
Felicia? Isn't that your line?
By Felicia. Yeah. Bye, bye,
R&R.
Felician, R&R. All right, folks, if you had fun with us, thank you for hanging us. Make sure to check us out at youtube.com/see that's in a console. We do have some videos going up. Like I said, if you want to see me and my daughter play through Barbie, you can do that. Holiday season is coming up, so expect some holiday season lists by us, not just for the Black Friday sales coming up in probably a month-ish from today. So we're gonna tell you what you should buy without affiliate links. So that's how you know it's unbiased.
There you go.
BIOS
Very biased, but
for the BIOS.
unbiased.
For the BIOS. Also check us out at 3dadsconsole.com. And that's it. We appreciate you guys.
That's all she
Have
wrote.
fun. And we'll talk to you next week.